The Atlantic, Tim Alberta, in-depth piece on Chris Licht, the new head of CNN, following Jeff Zucker. It's unbelievable. I mean, Twitter's on fire right now with people not understanding how he gave this reporter this much access when he's still in the job. He's still in the ongoing role. I'm just going to give you a couple highlights. Don Lemon. They talk about his thoughts on it. He clearly did not like Don Lemon and was watching the rehearsals for that dreadful morning show that he got fired from, just realizing it was a time bomb. He knew this was not going to work. Some quotes. I'm going to tell Don the biggest mistake is commenting after every single story for the sake of commenting after every single story. He says, let's see, don't tell me, oh, that's horrible. We know it's horrible. If you got a specific insight into something, if you can add something, tell us. But don't comment on every single fucking story. He thought partnering with Lemon with the opinionated gay black Southerner with a pair of hard-hitting female news reporters, could be the fun viewers needed. But Licht, I sensed, writes Alberta, was not having fun. He saw a rehearsal for the first show. Apparently, they looked up, and Don Lemon had changed during the rehearsal into a white jacket, the collar made of fur with a turtleneck underneath. What the fuck is he wearing? Chris Licht blurted out. Nervous chuckles echoed around us. A little while later, the younger producer spoke into Lemon's earpiece. Don, we're not too crazy about the jacket in here. Lemon looked miffed. Licht fought back a smirk. Why are you guys so mean to Don? He asked. The joke wasn't lost on anyone. Clearly, Licht had dwindling patience for Lemon, his outfits, his ad-libbing, his opinions. None of this should have come as a surprise. As the show emerged from another break, Lemon's sans jacket took his place in front of the display. He was going to do some bit on how Kanye West got canceled over anti-Semitic comments, but no one cared about comments that were offensive to the black community. Don saw in, and Licht looked skeptical. Where exactly would you envision this running in our morning show? He asked Don, or the EP of the show. Probably in the back half. Do you think if I'm on my way to work at 7:40 in the morning, I have time to absorb this? Just then the segment began, and Lemon straightaway butchered the opening line. Hall, the EP then, let out an exasperated grunt. How does that happen? Licht grimaced. Read the fucking prompter, he said. It goes on and on with Licht saying, the whole thing was way too long. It's fucking morning time. Motioning towards the screen, which had a display with a graphic image of a tortured slave next to Lemon during his monologue. This is morning television. Got off on the wrong foot, stayed there ever after. I'm not sure exactly what this says about what Chris Licht is doing, but it certainly shows CNN is having a massive identity crisis, Rich.
Yeah. So why do you give a reporter this kind of access? It's pure arrogance and ego, right? You think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, and the profile is going to show it. And the more access you provide, the more it's going to show it. So CNN has a couple problems, big ones. One is they think their brand is news, but their brand had changed over time, certainly during the Trump years, they were an opinion network, and now they're trying to be not an opinion network or less of an opinion network, and they're shedding audience because they were an opinion network. And then a real big fundamental problem, lack of talent. Who are the big primetime stars on CNN? Who are the stars on the horizon? Caitlin Collins, I think, is a good journalist, maybe a promising young woman, but she's going to hold down, where do they put her, 8, 9 p.m.? That big primetime slot, I'm really doubtful. So this profile could be the beginning of the end of Chris Licht.
Some of the color on him. The reporter followed him around for his morning workout. He lost a bunch of weight. He quotes Licht. He's no more breakfast, no more drinking during the week, no more carbs or sweets. I'm a fucking machine, Licht told me one day when I asked why he was skipping a meal. Oh boy, cringy. Then he says he squatted down to grab a metal pole lying flat on the ground as he was working out. Zucker couldn't do this shit, Licht said. I know, guys. Through his clenched teeth, hoisting the pole with a grunt. Then Licht told friends he was convinced Zucker, whose legacy he was undermining daily with rhetorical recriminations about past damage to CNN's brand, was retaliating by pushing hit pieces on him. I mean, the palace guards, everybody's pointing fingers at everybody, Geraghty. But the best is what happened after the Nikki Haley Prime comments by Don Lemon. Apparently, according to Tim Alberta, For months, Lemon had been making the control room cringe with half-baked opinions, irritating his co-host by forcing his way into every segment and angering Licht by adding the very sort of superfluous commentary the boss had explicitly warned against. Then he made his prime remark, and Licht was already confronting the reality his morning show might be a bust. Top executives urged Licht to fire him. Lemon pitched an attempt at damage control, a primetime special on misogyny. Lemon wanted to host a
As one of the network's preeminent experts on misogyny, I felt best qualified to host this discussion.
And then Lemon began telling allies Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, and other black leaders would rally to his defense if he were fired, making his dismissal a referendum on CNN's whiteness. It's wonderful. It's got everything. It checks every box that we already knew about Don Lemon and CNN, Jim.
I think last time I was on your program was when we were discussing the insanity of that. No, I came away from that article feeling real sympathy for Chris Licht. Maybe he has an appropriate surname considering the challenge ahead of him. But it's like he's trying to make an organ transplant to CNN. And during the Trump years, it became #resistance. And now it's rejecting the transplant, that there's too different a network and he can't go back to the original identity that Licht's trying to bring back.
That is so well said. Yeah, they don't know what to do. And I agree with his mission. He is trying to make it, he's trying to sort of, after 10 years as Colbert's executive producer, turn himself into Roger Ailes. The problem is there's only one Roger Ailes, and either that's who you are and it comes to you naturally or not. And even Roger Ailes couldn't have turned CNN into Fox News. So you can see what's happening there. The whole piece is well worth a read. Take a glass of wine or a big cup of coffee this weekend and dig in. The Atlantic's got a lot to say. Breaking news, Genucel has upgraded its most popular package to now feature its top-selling deep firming vitamin C serum plus ultra retinol moisturizer with natural retinol alternative. Right now, take advantage of this limited time package upgrade for 70% off. Why waste time and money going to get work done to your face when you can just get Genucel skincare shipped right to your door? Here's a Genucel.com review from Robert in Texas. Quote, I purchased Genucel as a gift from my girlfriend. She said she saw results so fast, we joined their concierge program immediately. It is honestly the best skincare she's ever used, and she's extremely impressed with all the Genucel products. Now, Genucel is made by a compounding pharmacist in small batches, always safe, cruelty-free, and natural. Go to Genucel.com/MK60 and save over 70% off Genucel's most popular package, featuring both the Genucel Ultra Retinol and Genucel Firming Serum. Genucel.com/MK60, Genucel.com/MK60, and get a complimentary Spa Essentials box with every package order plus free upgrade to priority shipping, so you'll get it fast. GENUCEL.com/MK60. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.